Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Hannibal reaction. This for live, and my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? Okay, last time on Hannibal, what was happening? Okay, we like literally just started the like Red Dragon arc or whatever you want to call it. So we have this new killer. I think his name was Francis Dollarhide, something like that. He met this like blind woman. I forgot her name, but that is a plot line that is happening. On the other side of the story, Will came back from his kind of retirement where he got a wife and a son that weren't his. But then he was recalled back because of Jack in order to try and find this new killer. And he visited Hannibal, and they're kind of teaming up to see if they can catch the killer. That's broadly what's happening. And then Hannibal got a call from Francis, who essentially just told him that he feels flattered that Hannibal has taken an interest in him. I think something like that. And also told him to call him the Red Dragon. So, okay, those are things that happen. And I don't know if there's anything else previous episode that happened that is necessarily worth mentioning. You know, like we saw for the allowance and stuff. But I think that was pretty much mostly it. So, yeah, maybe this episode will see something interesting happening because we don't have a lot of episodes, honestly. We have like 4 episodes left. That's counting this one. I think it's 4, isn't it? So 10, 11, yeah, like 4. We're gonna have to say goodbye to Hannibal soon, which is a bummer. And okay, I'll say this. I've already decided more or less what I'm gonna do with my schedules. So after Hannibal is done, I'm gonna start a new reaction series that I already decided. In fact, I was gonna do it like already this week or this previous week. I was already gonna do that show. But then I looked at my schedule and I was like, I'm gonna have to do like a Doctor Who New Year's reaction. And then I look at the amount of stuff that I have yet to do and I was like, I'm not gonna have time. So, and a new show that I needed to do, I need to catch up on. It's not a new show. It's a new season of a show that I've already been watching. Just came out. And I need to catch up on that. And looking at my schedules, and more or less decided what I'm going to do. And I think what I'm going to do is, after Hannibal is done, I'm going to watch the show that I originally was going to start this Saturday. So Hannibal will be replaced by that show. The show that I need to catch up on, because a new season came out, will start coming out on January after Doctor Who New Year's episode goes up. And then after that new season that I have to catch up on finishes, which will be, I think, in late February, I'm gonna finally start a new show that will be a poll show that you guys will decide what show will it be. So yeah, you guys watching this right now, when will this air? So I actually didn't plan this ahead of time. So this will be airing for page 22. So this should be airing on the like January 5th for you guys. So let's say that by the time this video comes out, fuck it. By the time this video comes out on January 5th, if I've done this correctly, there should be a poll running to try and determine what the next show we're gonna be watching in February is gonna be. And those shows will be shows that I have picked from just a list of shows that I've been hearing about for a while and I never watch, and also a couple of shows that maybe I want to watch, but mostly just shows in general that I'm just like, fuck it, let's just throw this in there. I don't know if the polls are gonna be on Patreon or on YouTube, because now I have the YouTube community tab so I can do polls there. I haven't decided that yet. I'm literally just making shit up as I go, but if I've done things correctly, there should be like a link in the description of the video, maybe in the comments section, that should point you to a poll to determine what show we're gonna be starting next. And I did ask people for recommendations before, and I got a couple, but not a lot. So I threw a couple of shows that I've been hearing about, and that's mostly it, honestly. There's a couple of popular shows that I never got around watching, and I thought maybe I could do it. So if those win, then cool. But if not, I don't know. I don't know if there's any other show like Hannibal in that poll, by the way, because I don't know if there's any other show like Hannibal. You know, I don't know if there's anything like that. So fuck it, just for the hell of it. If you have any show recommendations you want to drop, I probably am not gonna pick it for February, but I'm gonna like write it down and keep it in mind. And then maybe next fall you'll see that one. But yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna be it for this intro, I think. Another fun fact I wanted to mention, and this is just random shit, but like I discovered that watching my videos on like 1.25 speed is like much better than regular speed. So if you're not doing that already, give it a try, because honestly I've been editing my videos at like, I don't know, 1.5 speed, which turns my voice into a chipmunk, but YouTube doesn't do that, so don't worry about that. But yeah, like I take a lot to talk. I'll take a long time to talk sometimes, and it would be a lot better if you just watch my videos at 1.25 speed. That's just a recommendation I'm gonna drop, and I feel bad doing so, but then I saw another YouTube channel that is a very big YouTube channel. It's called, I think it was called Shogo, who does like videos on Japanese culture, and at the beginning of each video he literally just says like, watch this video at 1.25 speed, because he does a lot of pauses. And I was like, you know what, that's actually super genius. That makes his content better, and he knows it. So shoutouts to that channel. Shoutouts to Shogo. Let's ask Shogo, your Japanese friend in Kyoto. Fantastic channel. Shoutouts to him. I think this random ass intro is done now, so I suppose we're ready to watch the episode. So yeah, Hannibal season 3 episode 10. Let's go. Wait, is this Hannibal Lecter's office? Is this where he called him from? I love how non-real some softwares look in TV shows. That literally does not look like a real software. That looks like a skin for Winamp.
Red. Dragon.
The way he said that, it was absolutely done on purpose.
Someday, if circumstances permit, I would like to meet you and watch you meld with the strength of the dragon.
Did he who made the land make thee?
I'm sorry, that was so extra. I know that was like dramatic, but like, I'm sorry, that was like way too much. Oh my god. Only Hannibal will get me like this, bro. Like, no other show will ever do that for me. Wait, is this...
Knowing in some primal way.
It is. I recognize her voice, her manner of speech.
And then it wasn't strange.
Like a presentation on Hannibal or something.
And then... my name... was Lydia Fell.
Hey, cool. What's up?
What we take for granted about our sense of self, everything we see, everything we remember, is nothing more than a construct of the mind.
Is she just publicly lying? Is she just saying like, oh yeah, I didn't know who I was? Oh no. Is that painting of Dante's Inferno? It's pretty sick.
When I was swallowed by the beast.
And you can find all of that in my newly released book, The Belly of the Beast. That would be actually a pretty good name for a book.
You didn't lose yourself, Bedelia. You just crawled so far up his ass you couldn't be bothered.
Hello, Will.
Pitched your star to a man commonly known as a monster. You're the bride of Frankenstein.
We've both been his bride.
Not
How'd you manage to
untrue.
walk away unscarred.
She played her cards right.
You haven't learned your lesson, have you?
Can't get enough of that, man.
Or did you just miss him that much?
Yes.
I'd like you to tell me what you see, if you don't mind.
He's striking. Orange, black stripes. The orange is so bright, bleeding into the air around him. It's radiant.
That is a very bright orange. They absolutely popped the orange up in the editing for this episode, which I like actually. I like seeing color in this fucking show. This show never has color. No, no. Okay. Okay. She stopped. She's just teasing the audience a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Tears. I feel like I'm gonna have to go over the symbolism of that scene later. I did like the scene, but it's mostly just because it had color. Because honestly, like, no scenes in this fucking show have color. Because everything it has this like weird, like bluish, grayish filter. Even when you're out in like in the daytime sunlight outside, it all looks like a fucking cloudy, rainy day. So the fact that for that scene only, they pop the colors to fuck up only on the tiger to make it like super orange. I was like that was so good because it like broke the rules of the show for like a second. That was really nice.
Maybe the most eloquent thing I ever heard of.
He did do like an eloquent description, which was odd, but I suppose it's because he feels comfortable with her.
Did they tell you how I look?
Oh, that's what he's worried about.
I didn't ask them. But yes, they told me. They say you're very sensitive about your face. And that you shouldn't be. Where the hell are you?
Okay, she might die now. Oh, we're going in. He's shaking. Music is a little bit weird. He's shaking more. Glass breaks. There's two ways that could end. One would be good, another one would be bad. Music leads me to indicate that it will be good. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just another sex scene. Go. Reva moaning. Okay, her name is Reva. Okay, we're learning stuff. We're learning. That's what we're doing here. We absorb knowledge whenever there's a sex scene on screen. Wow, that's cool. Wow, that's amazing. I actually really love that. He saw her like a painting, and then she was glowing like a goddess. That's awesome. I like this lady. There's like literally zero chance that things end well for her. Because she's either gonna die or her lover's gonna die. Like, we're spending like a long time like seeing these two. Where is she? Please tell me you didn't like animorph in the middle of the night and kill her. Oh, okay, she's fine.
Good morning.
I think that he was legitimately worried that he had murdered her or something. What did he do? What was that?
I have to catch Federal Express in about 5 minutes. And I don't want to bother Frederick at home. It's right there in his contacts.
Wow.
I'll dance at your wedding, if you read it to me.
I'm opening the file.
I'll be a darling and slide the cursor down to the letter G. Give it a click and I'll be out of your hair.
All right. What was the name?
Graham. Will Graham.
Okay. What are we doing? Literally, what are we doing?
I can't blame him for doing what evolution has equipped him to do.
If we just do whatever evolution equipped us to do.
Are you her patient?
Murder and cannibalism are morally acceptable.
They are acceptable to murderers and cannibals. And you.
And you. And you. That's so funny.
What did he tell you?
What do you think he told me?
Who the fuck are we talking to?
I went to him mildly depressed, had trouble sleeping. I ended up wildly depressed, not sleeping at all.
Are these two separate events that we're just seeing without any cuts?
Your experience of Hannibal's attention is so profoundly harmful, yet so irresistible. It undermines your ability to think rationally.
I am thinking rationally. Action.
Oh, is this the guy?
Is it what
This is the guy that she killed. Okay, I understand. This guy reminds you of Ed Boon.
This is why Scientologists hate psychiatry.
It's not as big of a burn as you think it is.
and you see a wounded bird in the grass? What's your first thought?
It's vulnerable. I want to help it.
You do that a lot with dogs.
My first thought is also that it's vulnerable.
But I want to observe it.
And yet, I want to crush it.
Alright, cool. Cool.
No! This is culty and weird.
So did he actually choke on his own tongue? I see. Never mind. Never mind. She actively did this. Alright, cool. She actively did that, and then she had like a weird orgasm. Alright, cool. And with that, we finally understand her character. It's always much more simple than it appears to be.
You are capable of righteous violence because you are compassionate.
I like that.
Extreme acts of cruelty require a high level of empathy. The next time you have an instinct to help someone, you might consider crushing them instead. It might save you a great deal of trouble.
No, I think murder would cause trouble, actually. I think murdering someone would cause trouble, more than not murdering someone.
It's a Chinese character, which means you hit it. An expression sometimes used in gambling.
Very cultured.
Lucky. The character also appears on a mahjong tile. Marks the red dragon.
Are you familiar with William Blake's The Great Red Dragon and the Woman Clothed in Sun? Blake's dragon stands over a pleading woman caught in the coil of its tail.
Nice. What I read last episode on Wiki. By the way, I love the way this scene is filmed. Because of the lighting, it looks like Hannibal has black eyes.
I don't think he's crazy at all. I think he might be quite sane.
The reflection. That's fun.
A magnificent thing. To watch the world through his red haze.
I love how all characters speak nonsense.
May I ask what you're researching?
Paper on Butts.
On Thomas Butts. You only see him in footnotes as a patron of Blake's.
No, I meant real butts. The Great Red Dragon has a big butt. He might kill her and then steal a painting or something.
It appears he used chalk as well as...
I don't know if that's how it works. Did he have like some kind of weapon? Or did it just... I don't know if you can... Because he hit like this part. I think the skull is like strong enough for your hand to just like not do anything. Sniff it. Is he gonna eat it? I will become this painting. Interesting. I like that. Fucked up. At the facing of history. Whoa, no!
The second person who's asked to see the Blake today.
Oh! Oh no 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 no. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Okay, need to get ready. Wasn't expecting this. Well, do you have a gun? Is he allowed to carry a gun? We're in America. Everyone is allowed to carry a gun. It's we'll get the fuck ready. We'll get ready. He just left. He's knocked the fuck away. Yep. Cool. I'm worried. Oh, damn! He's strong! Oh, he pushed him away. He got out quickly. Yeah. Like, goddamn. Oh, that's the end of the episode. Okay, cool. Encounter. And then just immediately alright. Cool. Okay, so nothing crazy happened. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of a cross paths. Okay, cool. I just realized it's like 8 a.m. and I'm screaming. Hello. My computer just like crashed like immediately after I finished recording the episode. Like I stopped over recording and I was like, good. And then I went on Twitter. I refreshed Twitter and my computer immediately crashed because I need a new RAM stick. Because the one I have going on right now. Because here's the thing, is that I updated my computer, like, upgraded my computer like late last year. Like I bought a bunch of components and I finally upgraded my whole setup. But recently I bought a new computer case, but that's a story for another day because it was actually kind of interesting. But I didn't have that much money. So after I bought the motherboard and I got a new GPU and I got a new CPU and I got a bunch of stuff, I need a new RAM because the old one that I use is DDR3 and I need to have a DDR4 now. So the new RAM I bought was a budget RAM. And now I'm realizing that was a bad idea because it doesn't work properly and it's breaking down already. So I need to buy a new one. Hopefully I'll be able to get a new one in January, but right now I'm dealing with a lot of computer crashes, and it's okay because the way I record these episodes, the video file for any reaction is actually like, it's safe because I'm recording it in FOV format, which means that the video is being saved as it is being recorded. But anyway, never mind that. Let's talk about Hannibal. So that's a pretty good episode. So we spent like a good chunk of the episode actually following Frances and, God, I forgot her name, Deva. It was two-syllable name, and I think it had like an E and a D and an A at some point, or maybe a B. Deva. Yeah, so we spent a significant chunk of the episode with them. We were following Frances, which helps out paint a character. Paint, haha, funny joke. But it actually does help out paint a character for us, other than just like, oh, there's a serial killer running around. It's just like, no, this character is an actual character that we need to follow because we need to understand him because he matters. He's not going to matter for long because we only have a couple episodes, but he is going to matter for this final arc, so let's keep him in mind. So we spent a good chunk of the episode with him, and then we spent a good chunk of the episode with Bedelia. Let's talk about Bedelia, actually. Okay, Bedelia makes sense. Just done. Because like that's the funny thing about Bedelia is that the entire show I've just been like, what's going on with her? You know, what's going on with Bedelia? I don't know if I follow entirely what Bedelia is doing. I don't know if I follow entirely what Bedelia is thinking. I don't know if I fully understand what Bedelia is doing. And like that didn't make any sense to me. And then in this episode she's just like, actually no, I'm evil. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that makes sense then. We're good then. We're chilling. Because it's like, why did she go with Hannibal to Europe? Like, why did she do that? Because she literally had him at gunpoint. Like, she waited for him to come out of the shower holding a gun, which means that she had the choice to A, run away, or B, shoot him. And she decided C, elope with him to Europe. Okay? And then in Europe, she continued to like essentially do whatever the fuck he wanted them to do, which to a degree it's like, okay, yeah, you have to do that because otherwise he's gonna kill you and eat you, so you kind of have to play along, but you're the one that put yourself in that situation. Why? And then she continued to play like her cards, like just so she would be able to like come out like safely. And I'm just like, you know what, like, sure, you know, she's like lying to everybody. She's like, because like that's the thing is that I didn't, at the moment, I had a hard time understanding what she was doing when in the final episode in Italy, actually, when people were talking to her and she's just like doing something with drugs, and I'm just like, what is she doing? She was creating an alibi. She was creating like a lie so people would be like, oh, she was drugged by Hannibal and didn't have much control of what her life was and her situation was. So she would be able to kind of just fucking get out and no one would say anything, you know? And in fact, she's living her life like doing like presentations, maybe even wrote a book called The Belly of the Beast. I hope that that's true, actually, because I feel proud about that title. But yeah, maybe she's doing that and just saying to people just like, you know, like, oh, you lose sight of who you are or some shit, and then suddenly you're a completely different person and you take for granted who you are, but that's all like volatile and subjective. And it's like, no, bitch, you're lying. Like, no, bitch, you're lying. And it's like, even then I was like, why are you like this? Why are you like this, Bedelia? And then finally there's just like, no, actually I'm just evil. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Thank you for being straightforward, you know? Thank you for being straightforward. Like in like season 3 episode 10, we have 3 episodes to go. Thank you for being straightforward, Bedelia. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Because like the entire time I'm just like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, this makes no sense. And then she's like, actually, I just like killing people. I don't get the option to do that often, but given the situation, I think it's actually kind of dope. So I decided to go with Hannibal because I thought maybe it would be fun. And given she probably was also curious about Hannibal himself and what he would do. Because here's the thing, it's that Bedelia is actually pretty smart as well. She's very smart and she is very perceptive. So I'm assuming that she actually did think, okay, I'm actually curious about what Hannibal Lecter's gonna do next. And you know, this might be dangerous for me too, but if I play my cards right, I may be able to get a very close perspective as to what's gonna happen with Hannibal Lecter, and maybe I'll get to witness a murderer too. You know, win-win. What can I lose other than my life? But you know, I think I can deal with that. So I suppose of all people on the show, Bedelia is actually like the embodiment of gaslight gatekeep girl boss. You know? She's the gaslight gatekeep girl boss. And Hannibal is the mansplain manipulated man whore. Sorry. But yeah, cool. I like that we learn about Bedelia finally, because like it's not that it's out of character for her, you know. It's just that the entire time I'm just like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, literally why? Like, literally why are you like this? And then this episode, she's finally just like, actually, murder feels pretty good, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Thank you. Actually, I appreciate that. You know, sometimes I appreciate simplicity. The show is like anything but that. But sometimes a character will just say, yeah, I'm fucked up. And I'll just be like, alright, cool, thank you. So, you know, that's good. Sorry if I'm like overly simplifying it, but let's be honest. Like my girl literally said just like, you know, sometimes you see a wounded bird, and what is your thought, Will? And Will's like, actually, I feel bad for it. And Bedelia is like, cool. I want to kill it. Okay? And then you see actually the flashback. I think before we saw her like her hand inside of the dude's throat, and then she pulled it out and she like lied next to him, and Hannibal walked in or something like that. But now we actually get to see that Hannibal was manipulating, man-whoring this man, and he might actually have been a Scientologist, which was funny. This is why Scientology don't believe in psychiatry. It's like, all right, cool. You know, just you guys have fun there. Didn't he also say like this is like a cult? It's like, okay, yeah, man, have fun. You know, have fun, man. You live your best life. So anyway, so Hannibal was manipulated man-whoring this man. So he was like, he is fucked up. He did some fucked up shit to me. He didn't give a shit, and then he fucking sent him to Bedelia, and Bedelia, for whatever reason, was just like not cooperating, either because she was curious about how we would react, or because maybe Hannibal and her already like kind of set up like a system where he was gonna do fucked up shit, and she was gonna be like, well, sure, whatever, I'll take a little bit of that too. I don't know why, but he sent him her way, and then she kind of just did the same thing that Hannibal was doing, and then that man just got so worked up that he just started choking in his own thong, which was, I don't know how often that can happen, because he also didn't seem to be that worked up, but you know, whatever. So he just started choking in his own thong, and Bedelia is like, I'm gonna try to help you, I'm trying to help you, I'm gonna try to clear your air tract. And then she like puts his hand in his throat, and I assume she was trying to help him. I suppose just like rearrange his like tongue and put it. I don't know how that works, but she starts doing that, and then halfway through it, she's like, "Fuck it!" Just fucking fists his throat, just. And she does that, and she has like an orgasm, and then she pulls it out, and he's dead, and she's like, "Oh, that feels so fucking good," and it's like, all right, cool, good job, girl. Like that was like the only time in the entire show when you see that Bedelia has like emotion, and it's this like emotion of like elation, and it's just like, woo, killing feels good, woo. And here's the thing, is that the way she puts it is that she's literally just like, you know, sometimes you just see an opportunity to just kill, and I just thought it would be dope, and she just did it. It's just like, it's not like, and here's the other thing, is that she says that someone like Will, who has like a lot of empathy, allows him to extreme acts of violence, because the more empathy you have, the more fucked up your emotional reaction can be. Therefore, the more fucked up the violence you can commit is. Meanwhile, Bedelia, at least to me, is not that. Bedelia is like the opposite. She's someone that like has no empathy. And she just commits violence just because she can. So whenever she has like an opportunity to just be like, I could see some fucked up shit right now, you know what, let's do it. You know, fuck it, let's do it. Why not? I can get away with this. So she does it because she just has an opportunity, and I'm assuming that that's exactly the same she did with Hannibal. She saw an opportunity to just be like, you know what, I can just hang out with the serial killer, and we're probably just gonna murder some people. Well, at least he's gonna murder them, and I'm just gonna tag along. And this might be dangerous, but you know what, it might be really fun and interesting. So fuck it, let's see what happens. So I think that's Bedelia's character, and it could be wrong, but I think that that's pretty much the summary of her. Just like, I kind of don't give a shit about anything. So I'm kind of a psychopath. I have no empathy. I don't care about no one. Well, here's the other thing, is that she seemed to like care about Hannibal. Maybe I read too much into that, because okay, so during that scene, this is what happens when I watch Hannibal, is that there are scenes when characters are just saying shit, and Hannibal is just like this never-ending game of like saying stuff without saying them. So every time there's a scene when two characters are just sitting and just being like, you know, it's something like this. Bible allegory. You know, I think other allegory. Here is a metaphor. Here's something vague. And it's just like, all right, cool. That makes no sense. But that entire scene because this is the game I play with Hannibal. It's just like, okay, what are they trying to say? What is the information that is trying to be conveyed through non-words to me? So every time a scene like that happens, I'm just like, okay, let me try to decipher what the fuck is happening. So I thought that she was saying that like she cares about Hannibal, or like not as much as Will, but she like cares about him still, or maybe not care, but that like she like has an interest in Hannibal. At least. Is my eye red? I know I haven't been sleeping it nicely lately, but I didn't think it would be that bad. Anyway, so I thought that she said she like care about him, or at least that's kind of what she implied, but it could just be that she like has an interest in him. So yeah, sure. I believe that. I believe that Bedelia literally is just kind of like a psychopath. In the sense that like she has like no feelings towards anybody, and sometimes she's just going through life, she's just living her life, just hanging out, just chilling, just doing her thing, and every now and then she'll come across with the opportunity to just see some fucked up shit or commit some fucked up shit, and she's just like, that sounds interesting, let's do it, and she just does it. I think that's just it. Because I genuinely think that she like was like trying to help her patient, and then at one moment she was just like, I have this man's life on my hand. Literally. So what if I just... And then that's it. I think that that's what happened. And I think that when she escaped to Europe with Hannibal, that might be literally exactly the same thing. She's in the middle of something that's like fucked up, and she's just like, you know what? Let's tag along. Let's see where this goes, you know? I'm gonna get to see some fucked up killings or whatever. That might be interesting. So if anything, she's more like a curious person, you know? No, maybe not so curious as she's just mean. She might just be evil, fuck it, you know? Okay, sure, we learned a lot about Bedelia. She lies a lot, I'm just happy that we got to see that, you know? Because, like, for so long, I've just been seeing this character, and I'm just like, bitch, what are you doing? And now, finally, I'm just like, oh, that's what it was. Cool. Thank you. So, there you go. That's it. Okay, let's talk about Francis. Francis Dollarhide, I think that's his last name. The Red Dragon. We spent a good chunk of the episode with him and the other lady. So she knows about his like thing on his lip. So here's the thing: is that what is that? I think that might be like a birth defect, isn't it? I think that might be what it is, because I remember watching Dark, Netflix Dark, and I remember that there is a character that has that in the lip, like exactly like right here, and that character is like the son of two characters that are like somewhat related. No, not some, actually related. And people told me that the reason why that character has that is because that's a common birth defect, and it's much more common to see on someone that is like born from like in like an incestuous relationship, you know, like, because birth defects happen more often when that happens. So sure, okay, sure, that makes me think that maybe Francis has the same thing going on. Maybe he is born, I mean, I'm gonna assume he has that as a birth defect, and maybe what's going on in his mind is also maybe a birth defect. Like maybe his brain is just like a little bit fucky. And I here's the thing, is that I know that doesn't directly mean that you will become a serial killer. I know that, but that doesn't mean that it can't happen. And we see that he's actually having like delusions, and he hears stuff and he sees stuff, and he pictures himself having a conversation with someone else and seeing himself as a dragon. It's weird, but sure. So maybe he might have all these issues because he has a birth defect, and maybe he has a birth defect because he is born from an incestuous family. Huh? Maybe? I'm just pulling shit out of my ass now because I'm just talking about Dark and that made me think about incest. So maybe that's what it is. Because he does have a thing with like families. That's the thing. Is that he has a thing with families since he murders the entire family. So I don't know what that could mean. So maybe it could be something like that. Like maybe his family was fucked up as a result. And maybe that's why he kills families. I'm not sure. I don't understand the psychology of this killer a lot, honestly. And we spent a good chunk of time in it. It's just like Will and Hannibal talking to each other about it, but I don't think I followed. And I don't think they said a lot either, you know? Like, more than anything, in that scene, Hannibal told Will that he's the Great Red Dragon. He also, made a tile that is the Mahjong tile for Red Dragon. That's fun, actually. I like that a lot. I like Mahjong. I feel bad that I didn't realize that was a Mahjong tile because I'm gonna be honest with you, I like Mahjong because I forced myself to learn Mahjong when I was playing Yakuza like a couple months ago. And I did play Mahjong for a good con of hours, but I didn't play that much, so I don't remember the tiles. Because the tiles, I cannot read Chinese. I also cannot read Japanese. There's different versions of Mahjong, don't worry about it. But I cannot read the pieces. So, to me, the pieces of Mahjong are literally just like, oh, that's the squiggly thing that goes with the other squiggly thing. That probably makes sense. So maybe I need to collect those thingies. Oh, these ones are red. Maybe I need to collect the red ones in order to make something work. And that's more or less what it is. I haven't played Mahjong in many months, so I don't fully remember the characters in each styles. I suppose I never registered the characters in each style. It's just more or less the image that they conjure up in my mind. But yeah, anyway, Mahjong is fun. Play Mahjong, man. It's like poker, but instead of 5 cards, you have like how many? Like 14 pieces. It's fun. It's fucking stupid. Okay. Anyway, play Yakuza. I suppose this is like the 4th episode in a row where I mentioned Yakuza. It's just a fun video game, man. Anyway, let me skim through the episode. So he has a sexual relationship with this woman. And okay, so they have that after he takes the woman to hang out with the tiger. I'm not entirely sure what that was. You know, like okay, I know that literally, practically, visually, what happened was he took this woman to the zoo when they were gonna put down this tiger, and then she hung out with the tiger and like touched him and pet him as he was like about to die. And the description, and it was all beautiful, and that's it. I understand that that's what happened. I'm not sure what the like symbolism of that scene was, you know, because that's the thing with the show is that sometimes I watch a scene and I'm just like, okay, what is the meaning behind that scene? Because sometimes I don't follow what's happening. Sometimes I follow what's happening, but that was not the point of the scene, and I can tell that that was not the point of the scene. So maybe it's supposed to be something like this woman is seeing like the beauty of life and nature, but also death at the same time. So it's like overwhelmed with emotion, you know. Maybe it's an experience that she has never had before, which makes sense. How often do you pet a tiger that is about to die? Maybe she was just imagining the like vibrant, eloquent description that he gave about the vibrant. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was supposed to be. So because of the way fucking Dollarhide Francis, because of the way Francis described the tiger, then I'm pretty sure this is what it is now that I think about it. He described the tiger as like this like vibrant aura of orange that is just coming out of him. It's like this lighting aura that is just like so brilliant and it's striking, and it's just like, okay, I think that that's what we saw. I'm pretty sure. Now that I think about it, that makes a lot of sense. It's the idea that like when he described the tiger, he was just describing the tiger in like a weird, eloquently way. But then you see the woman touch the tiger, and she's like hanging out with the tiger, and the tiger is like mega orange and it's like glowing, and I'm just like, okay, so she is feeling more feeling. She's imagining what he described. So when that's fun, because to us, the audience, the scene became the description that Francis gave. So when I was geeking out about that scene, being like, oh my god, look at the colors, I'm so happy. This is the first scene we've ever had in this show that has fucking color. Maybe that's also what she was feeling. She was like, oh my god, oh my god, I imagine so many colors right now. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe she was just freaking out over how beautiful it was. And we also see it as beautiful because she is imagining that it was beautiful because Francis described it as something beautiful. So you know what? That's good, because it means that it's not really about it's not really about any symbolism or like I don't know, like message or a meaning. It's more about just, we saw something that was super pretty and I said it. I was like, oh my god, look at these colors. And the reason why that was is because we need to interpret the beauty of the scene, because she is interpreting the beauty of the scene based on his description. So that's what that was. So that was good, you know? That was good. So that's good because that means that the show managed to convey exactly what it was doing without me realizing it. Because I was actually like, yo, that's really pretty. I'm a big fan of that. Okay, what was that scene about? And it was about that, actually. It was just about how cool and orange that was. Because actually, like, I'm very happy that that scene had color. Not just because it made its point, but just because I just want color in the show. Because, like, I didn't say it, but, like, I had this moment, like, 2 weeks ago and previous week. And every week since then, I'm having this moment where I'm just, like, watching the show and I'm just like, wait, what is that? I'm just like, get close to my monitor. I go above my monitor, just like, what is that? I cannot make up exactly what I'm seeing. Because here's the thing, you guys, is that my monitor isn't great, but it's not just that. It's the fact that I have 2 lights in front of me blasting my face. So it is difficult to make out with a show this dark. Because this show has a dark blue green filter over everything, which just makes everything really difficult to see on sometimes. You know, there are some scenes that are just like very thriller and just like, oh my god, look at, oh fuck, something's fucked up, it's about to happen. You know, you hear like some kind of percussion in the background just going. Sorry, that moved the camera a little bit, sorry. But yeah, like you hear like the Hannibal soundtrack just being boom, boom, boom. Bim. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. You know? Like when she was putting her hand closer to the tiger's mouth, the soundtrack was going crazy, and then she just put it away, and it was like, okay, we're good. That was kind of funny, actually. Okay, you know what was funny? The intro scene. When he's seeing himself talk to Hannibal and then sees himself turn into Satan. That was really funny because they're talking about like him becoming like the Great Red Dragon or something like that, and then you see like in Hannibal's face there's like some lighting reflecting off of his face, and then in his face, because he's seeing himself, there's like lighting reflecting off of his face, and I'm just like, oh, what are we about to see? And then you see this like unbelievably like hyper dramatic, just like demon, just like, and I'm just started laughing because it was way too much, man. Because it looked shitty, it really did. It looked like some shitty ass effects, you know, it, because it was static too. It wasn't moving. It wasn't moving, but it was like trying to move. It was like, you know, like just bare, no movement at all. It was like screeching, and there was like fire coming off of it, and I'm just like, it's really funny. I'm sorry, that's really funny. And I really cannot tell. It's funny because like we're in season 3, episode 10. I still cannot tell if scenes like that are meant to be dramatic or if they're meant to be funny. I literally cannot tell. If there's ever any like confirmation by the people that made the show, Brian Fuller, I think that's his name, the main dude. If there's ever any confirmation from anyone over scenes like that specifically, the hyper dramatic, just like scenes of like, that's a dragon, that's a Satan, that's a weird Wendigo stack, man. Just like, if there's any like confirmation of like, yeah, I thought that she was funny, so that's why I made it, please let me know, because that is the kind of shit that if I was a showrunner, I would do that kind of shit. Just because I thought it would be funny, dude. Like, because I mean, it's not even that this came out like super like many years ago. This came out like 7-8 years ago, right? This season. So like, it's not even that this was like so outdated that it just looked funny. It's just like, no, this just looks funny. So I wonder if that was the intention with some of these scenes, because like, I remember that somebody told me that the creator sees this as a comedy sometimes. I think somebody told me that he sees this show as like, oh, by the way, Brian Fuller is gay. Someone told me that. Okay, what's funny about that is that I think previous episode, 2 episodes ago, I did ask, like, we see a lot of scenes of like men body just super close up working out, and I'm just like, what direction does he swing? I'm wondering now. And what's funny is that when I was editing that episode, I said, I'm gonna Google this shit. So I Googled it, and I didn't find information about his sexuality, but I did find out that he's married to a man. So he's at least playing for both sides, or just playing against the other team. You know, like, we can infer that he's swinging in a general direction or the middle. So whichever one it is, that's great, actually. And that makes a lot of sense. That is the least surprising thing I've ever seen in my life. Because this is what's funny, dude. This is what's really funny. It's because, like, I've actually, believe it or not, if you don't visit the comments for this videos, that's fine. But like, you might not even listen to this, because most people just watch the reaction. But like, I've gotten comments of people just being like, I never interpreted the show as being gay. I never interpreted like Will and Hannibal's relationship as like romantic. Or somebody told me a couple like weeks ago, I don't remember what episode it was, but it was an episode in season 3. Somebody told me, hey, I find it really annoying that you keep referring to the show as gay. Actually, like, gay this, gay that. Like, bro, shut up, we get it. And I'm just like, no, but it is super gay though. Like, that's literally what the show is about. Like, that's literally like the main point of the show. And this person was just like, no, it makes you uncomfortable. And it was really funny, because this person is something like, God, what they said? I don't want to call them out, so I'm not gonna say their name, and I'm not even gonna read the comment specifically. But from memory, it was something like, you say gay way too much, man. And listen, I'm not even gay, but like, I find it annoying, and I'm just like, yeah, I can tell that you're not gay, because I don't think gay people would give a shit. The only people that find someone looking at something and being like, yo, that's gay, are the people that are uncomfortable around gay people. And that's the problem. That's the thing. It's the, like, most homophobic people are the people that are not actively homophobic, but the people that are passively homophobic. The people that would like to pretend that you don't exist. Those people. And listen, man, I don't want to call anyone out, but like, this show is fucking fruity as fuck, man. This show is the gayest show I've ever watched. And like, a couple weeks ago, I was wondering, is this show the gayest show I've ever watched? Or is it like, I don't know, Good Omens? And Good Omens is pretty fucking gay. But like, I don't think that was the main point of the show. You know, that show had like a plot. And given the main drive that carried that show was Michael Sheen and David Tennant's fucking gay-ass romantic like relationship. But at least it wasn't as telegraphed as it is with Hannibal. Hannibal is the gayest show I've ever seen without it actually just having like two men kiss and have like a hardcore gay scene, you know? Like those are the only steps that we're missing. Every other step has been met. This is a really weird tangent I go on, but like it's on my mind, so I'm just gonna talk about it. But like, I think that's the other thing that happens with some of these shows is that people like to say, no, I don't think that was actually gay, because I don't actually see the creators of the show intending for you to see it as gay, you know? And what that actually translates into is, I don't believe that there's that many gay people in the world. You know, you're just a minority. So the creator of the show is probably not gay. He is, actually. Yeah. This one is. This one is absolutely is. So fuck you. That does not apply. In fact, if you had to assume a relationship in this scenario, you would have to assume gay first, straight second. Okay? Okay. Good. We're rolling. Anyway, that was a weird tangent I just went on, but I just wanted to put my foot down. You know, there's a couple of things I would like to put my foot down on. Just being like, listen, we need to fucking finally tackle onto this shit. Because I've also gotten comments from people being like, I appreciate that you say this, because I've seen some other reactors that like don't address it. And I'm like, I understand that some people don't address it because like, I don't know, YouTube sucks. So like YouTube sucks, and also like society sucks. So like maybe they like to pretend that some topics don't exist because they want to keep as wide of an audience as they can, you know? For example, that one dude that I mentioned earlier, he probably would be a lot happier if I wasn't saying these things right now. But and also the other fact is that some people might just be uncomfortable by it. I am of the firm belief that I would like to tackle these things, just like, not even tackle, just fucking ram a truck through them. Just like, no, that shit's gay, bro. I just like to mention that because like, I just like having more representation. I'm just of the belief that we should have more representation. And if there's ever representation, I would like to point it out. And I also want to normalize it a little bit more. So those people that like to pretend that doesn't exist literally have to get on with the program and start accepting it, because that's something that actually does piss me off. And the reason why it pisses me off, I actively like avoid like sex scenes and everything, but because like I generally don't care. I generally don't care for those scenes, but at the same time, I actually don't really swing bisexual or gay. I'm actually fairly straight. If anything, I would like to have a talk about gender, not sexuality, but that's a topic for a different day. But most of my friends fall somewhere in the weird gender and sexuality spectrum that is not the mainstream norm, you know? Most of my friends, most of the people I know actually do fall somewhere weirdly in the spectrum that is not the norm, you know? Anyway, so yes, I suppose that is a weird conversation that I just had with y'all. Just normalize gay people, I suppose. Not just gay people, LGBT people in general. Just normalize that shit. And if you feel uncomfortable by it, maybe not be. Why are you uncomfortable by something that's just normal, man? And the answer is literally just like, it's not normal to you, because you are not raised in an environment that normalized it, but it should be normal. If you ever feel uncomfortable by that, do me a favor and like, I'm not trying to like say that that's bad. It's just that like, grow from it and like try to understand that this is just an ever-changing conversation that is becoming more and more visible and surfacing into the front. Sorry, English is not my first language, so it's difficult for me to form something that makes sense when it's a complex topic like this. But all I'm trying to say is like, man, if that makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry. I don't think it's your fault, but you should try to like not feel weird about it and like start accepting it more. So I suppose that's what it is. I'm gonna cut the shit out of what I just said, because otherwise this is gonna be like a really weirdly long, like 25 minutes conversation on gay people by someone that's not gay. So I'm probably not gonna, I don't want to do that. But like, if anything, I support y'all. That's all I'm trying to say. and I'm happy for y'all. And Hannibal's gay as fuck. Moving on. Coming to think about it, like Francis and this like lady is like the first straight relationship we've seen in the show in like a while. I suppose Will was with his like new wife or whatever, but Will's not straight. He's bi, so Francis with this woman is probably the first straight relationship we've seen in a long time, probably since like Will and Alana. By the way, Alana also like gay as fuck or bi as fuck, you know, because that's fantastic. The fact that she's just dating God, what's her name? I forgot. Is it Margot? That's amazing. I mean, a lot of scenes with like Francis and this woman. That's mostly what this was. And then Bedelia. And that was just the episode. And then at the end, well, okay, here's the other thing. Is that at the end of the episode, and I suppose that's the only thing left to talk about, is the fact that Francis goes to see the original painting of the Great Red Dragon. So he goes to see the original painting, he fucking knocks out this like lady. And then he like starts looking at it, he starts touching it, he starts like sniffing it, and then he just starts eating the picture. The painting, sorry, because it's the original, isn't it? So he just starts eating the fucking painting. Like, bro. Like, fucking bro. Like, okay, I'm actually like a big fan of that. Because that means that like, that is an original painting, isn't it? Like, the Red Dragon painting. Let me see the painting. It's a series of paintings. But this painting by William Blake is in the Brooklyn Museum. Okay, this painting. Oh, it's standing over the woman clothed in the sun. I didn't see that in the painting, actually. I actually didn't see that. Every time I look at this painting, I only see the dragon. I didn't see the woman. Yeah, it's the woman clothed in the sun that is standing over the moon and has a crown of stars. It is her. That's fucking cool, dude. This painting is awesome, dude. This painting is fucking cool. I'd eat it. I'd eat that painting. But yeah, anyway, he eats the painting. I like that because it's like, it's the idea of like, yeah, this character is literally just eating a piece of history right now. It's just like, cool. Because, you know, like, it's almost like the idea of like the show or the story itself is just not afraid to just like fuck with like concepts that are like big and part of history, something that is like a constant and universal, you know. It's just like these paintings are real paintings and they matter and they're a part of history, and there's like a entire Wikipedia articles about it. And then this man literally just walked in and started eating it. It's just like, that's awesome, actually. Just like my man literally ate the Mona Lisa. That is the level, you know. That is the level. So he does that, and Will just casually, coincidentally, just walked in at the same time, which like, so they had an encounter. They actually saw each other, and then Francis attacked them and shoved him off the elevator and just ran off. So that's interesting because like Will coincidentally ran into him, but he didn't like die. Like Francis didn't kill him. And you know, like killing would be like more, like it makes sense because killing would be like more involved, you know? Like it would be more difficult to like kill a person and get away with it. So instead he just shoved him off, took the elevator and just fucking booked it. And he knew that he would get away because the elevators were faster than the stairs. So sure. So Will managed to see him and survive. That's good, actually. That's really good. So we have a new clue. We have a new development. And this is going to be interesting. So I think that like the tension of that final scene was pretty good because I was like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit. I was literally just changing my position on my chair because I was like, I was just like, yeah, whatever, man. I'm watching Hannibal. And I was like, oh fuck, oh shit's happening. Just like I was getting serious, but okay, nothing happened. It was a little bit happened, but we'll see how this develops next episode, I guess. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this episode of Hannibal. Thank you so much for tuning in. And alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode of Hannibal. If you would like to watch next 2 episode reactions, you can already do so over at the Patreon. You can also watch full-length reactions. So yeah, all sorts of fun stuff over there. Check out the links in the description for that. Patreon, Twitch, social media, all sorts of fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye.